outcome is what's most important to us. Do your research. The injury lawyer you hire does matter.
A car that doesn't make everyone feel like a priority is a car that stops short of amazing. At the Legends Golden Opportunity Sales Event, get off select models.
Lease the 2025 TX350 for $599 a month for 36 months. This ritualistic burning of Zozobra has evolved so much since 1924. Today, you'll hear growling and music while watching a unique performance on stage as hundreds of drones create vibrant imagery in the sky. All of this followed by bright fireworks. The production igniting our imaginations. This was always a goal of Will Schuester, but it took years to get to this point. In its first decade, the burning of Zozobra was quick, lasting just a few minutes. By the mid-30s, Schuester developed a myth and knew he needed to incorporate those new elements into the show. In the 1930s, artists and performers were still making their way to Santa Fe. Much of the draw, Native American culture.
Jacques Cartier, who was this famous ballet dancer from New York, had moved to Tasuki.
He was looking to learn from the Zuni and Hopi people, then incorporate those dances into his work. Will Schuester loved the idea of someone with so much skill and notoriety dancing in front of his monster as it burned. So he went to Cartier and asked him to perform.
Jacques is pretty much like, get out. He just feels like it's completely beneath him. So Schuester invites Jacques to the construction of Zozobra that year and says, here's basically what the roles are, but you can create this any way that you want. Jacques decides not to do it, but he attends incognito. He didn't want anybody to know that he was there. And he watches this spectacle and is just immediately entranced and was like, oh, I can do this better. The next day he contacts Schuester and says, oh, I'm so sorry, I got the dates wrong. Right, I forgot that you were doing this thing. Did you do it? And, Schuster's like, yes. And Jacques' like, oh, I'm sorry. I was seriously considering it. And he's like, well, it just gives us a year to plan.
Cartier started right away, writing what he called the pageant of gloom and joy, then fashioned a costume and the fire dancer's iconic hat, adding feathers to give the sense of fire as he danced.
The headpiece was supposed to invoke height and fire and some space between this big, huge marionette and myself, so to give it some grandeur.
Cartier also developed the choreography to symbolize the battle of good and evil, ironically basing his character off of Jack Frost.
Which is this whimsical, arrogant, I have the world at my feet, nothing's gonna ever happen to me, that would really give the fire spirit kind of the needed bravado to go against Zozobra.
Jacques danced in front of Old Man Gloom for the first time in 1939.
It was more tribal, it was more guttural, and it was just to a nice rhythm. And the movement was incredible.
As spectators witnessed this beautiful dance, Jacques was navigating a lot of danger on stage.
There's rocks on the steps are uneven, they're made out of stone. I don't know how he did this, but Jacques wore his little slippers, the ballet slippers.
Jacques was once quoted saying, I even broke both my ankles. Thank God, not at the same time.
When Jacques Cartier started dancing, there were tumbleweeds and all these fire hazards.
In the mid-50s, Schuester has a barrel of gunpowder. He decides, wouldn't it be great if we just created this moon around the base of Zozobra? Well, nobody tells Jacques. So Jacques gets to the top of the stairs and he's dancing, and a little bit of the flame falls into this, into the gunpowder, and it literally obliterated Zozobra, right? Burnt Jacques' costume. He didn't get hurt, but he was so upset with Schuester.
Eventually, he cooled off and went on to be the longest-running fire dancer in history. In 1970, he passed the torch to his ballet student and understudy, Chip Lilienthal.
What Chip brought to the role was, it was a more angular movement, because Chip was so thin and he had these amazing lines and angles.
His performance was successful, dancing here for more than 30 years. His daughter portrayed the role.
I'll be looking at her as a father, and I'm going to be looking at her, don't hurt yourself. Watch out for that. Be careful.
After a couple of years battling gloom, she stepped down. Helene Luna, The fourth and current dancer took the stage in 2007.
Stepping into the shoes of the fire dancer, that first year, I gotta tell you, I had never been more nervous in life.
Chip was able to calm her nerves, serving as a mentor to Helene.
I'm gonna burn our gloom. I'm gonna get rid of this entity of gloom and doom. It's up to me to take the energy from the crowd and get this done. And so he, passed on that intensity.
The voice is the emotion that's coming out.
Bill Parnall is the voice of Zozobra. He's bringing what he calls a classic sound to the beast.
I wanted to bring it back to the old gravelly sound that he had. I think it's more scary.
But in the early days, Zozobra didn't make any sound.
His arms are moving and his head is moving, right? And somebody from the crowd's just yelling out moans and doing these things, and they're like, oh, that's a great idea.
So Schuster decided to play a recording of a lion, looping a roar over and over.
Somebody actually makes a comment, an offhanded comment to Schuster that the voice doesn't really go, right? Because it's the lions, and so the fire spirit comes out, and Jock does all this stuff, and it's the same emotion or the same sound, and then you're just looping it. And so it really was this disconnect.
Schuster took the criticism to heart. He knew he needed a real voice to interact with the crowd and the fire spirit.
And then as he's getting excited from his minions coming up behind him, this is a little bit happier.
Those minions are called gloomies. Historically, they've been played by kids in Santa Fe.
There has to be a very obvious back and forth between the gloomies and the torchbearers.
Once the gloomies are scared away, Zozobra isn't happy.
And then when I realize that this little person is intimidating me, then I go forward with some aggressive growls. And then she backs off, and then she comes back with flames.
You're being beaten down, too. Play with that. Show what it's like to maybe stumble on the stairs or maybe lose the energy and how to get that back.
Positive energy from the crowd feeds the fire spirit.
Every time that fireworks are going around Zozobra, is he's losing more and more energy, which allows the fire spirit to take control.
Defeating Zozobra and celebrating another tradition passed from fire spirit to fire spirit.
Getting that money shot, which is going back up to the top of Zozobra, turning around, knowing that his head is on fire, lifting the arms, taking a moment with the crowd who has invoked me, and it's like, okay, I've done the job, here it is.
As the marionette falls to ash, as thousands of Santa Feans sing along, celebrating their new year.
That's what Will Schuster captured is, let's have a new beginning. Let's burn the gloom and doom of last year and start anew, start afresh.
Rid of what's bothering us is something that has been part of this tradition since Schuster lit his friends' glooms on fire at a bar, declaring their gloom gone.
Zozobra makes me feel sad. I mean, I put my mother's death certificate in Zozobra and saw it burn. Zozobra is there to make me happy. Oh, it's like, oh, the gloom, it's all gone.
Today, thousands of sorrows pack this puppet.
So the actual action of writing down your glooms, your fears, your doubts, everything you want to release, and putting it into the fire symbolizes freedom, releasing fears, releasing the past, really intentional.
Hundreds flock to the gloom table, quickly writing down their gloom just hours before he goes up in flames. Some even dropping off items they need gone.
Lots of photos of exes, lots of divorce papers, letters if they've lost their jobs, they bring financial documents. I've had a lot of women come in groups who bring their mammogram scans after beating breast cancer.
Even wedding dresses. And 2020 was a year filled with sadness and depression. A year we all wanted to forget. So organizers collected calendars to burn.
The fire really brings symbolic ritual to it.
It was also the first time glooms were collected from all over the world. People could even decide where to place it inside of Zozobra.
And so then when he burns, you can actually visualize exactly where your gloom is.
Letting go of these nasty feelings ceilings is just $1, and money funds programs for kids.
We donate to organizations like Cooking for Kids that teaches kids how to make a healthy meal for themselves. Gerard's House, which is an operation that helps kids work through the loss of a parent. Girls on the Run, Girls Inc., ways to make young women smart, strong, and bold.
But using it as a fundraiser hasn't always been part of the tradition. Most years, the creation of this effigy was paid for by Schuster himself.
Constructing Zozobra, the fireworks, all of these things. People donated in town, they helped him out, but it just got very, very expensive.
Looking for ways to defer some of the costs, he decided to sell small dolls.
A nickel to actually buy one. And then you'd be able to write down what your gloom was. You return it to Fort Marcy and you get another nickel when you burnt it. So they were like, these are two sources of revenue.
At the same time, a women's club had just formed in Santa Fe, and the group was in need of money.
Schuster, being the generous person that he is, decides to take from his plan to fund Zozobra and says to them, why don't you sell these gloomy dolls?
Still looking for ways to fund the build, Schuster allowed people to tailgate into the park for a donation, but it still wasn't generating enough cash. So he came up with another scheme.
They would send people out to the plaza after Zozobra had burned, and if they found people who weren't smiling or were still grumpy, they would go and they'd tag you with this violation, and it would say on it, Zozobra has just burned. All your gloom is gone. You've been found showing gloom, and therefore you owe us $1.
People actually paid these violations, sometimes donating more than the fine, allowing Zozobra to burn brightly each fiesta. While the idea of burning gloom is the core of this tradition, it's still a big art project.
All this paper's gonna go up here and then go into flames.
How Schuster's original blueprint
who pour their passion into every step of their products, from the bottling process down to production at the dairy. Working side by side with local producers is at the heart of what we do, because we share a story of local pride and deep roots in the communities we serve. Albertsons Market, where freshness and value meet, right here at home.
Celebrate the 101st burning of Zozobra at Zozobra, a fire that never goes out. New Mexico residents get in free the first Sunday of the month. Go to nmhistorymuseum.org and join us for the tradition of Old Man Gloom.
healthcare, 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 skilled care, practiced care, sickness to well care. I'm scared care. You can do this care. Nights to hard days care. A calling to care. A longing to care. I'm here care. There are so many ways to care. Find your path at CNM.
With a new Toyota from Toyota's national sales event, summer plays on. Whether you're teaching the art of tailgating, showing up for the home team, or finding the ultimate skybox, with a new Toyota, you can keep summer playing anywhere.
Right now, lease the rugged new Toyota 4Runner for $439 per month. Available at your local Toyota dealer.
Come in today.
Toyota, let's go places.
I'm Bert Parnell, New Mexico's auto accident attorney. I live here, I win here. For almost 30 years, I've been fighting for New Mexicans wrongfully hurt in a car crash. My commitment to justice runs as deep as my roots. Hurt, call Bert. 332-BERT.
Cleansing and relief achieved by turning the bad to ash. That's the core of the burning of Will Schuster's Zozobra. But making the vessel to do away with that gloom takes a lot of work, closely following Schuster's original plans from 1924. Constructing this 50-foot puppet is not an easy task.
4.4.
Each piece is carefully measured and cut to prepare the frame.
Did you write them all?
The framework is the same framework from Will Schuster. It's composed of multiple frames. These three, they're for the job.
A combination of shaped structures from squares to trapezoids make up the body.
Kind of got like bunched up there, but it looks good now.
Then, more than 70 yards of cotton fabric are sewn together to create Zozobra's dress.
30, 40, 50 people to help just hold the fabric because it gets heavy. And then it takes time to coordinate the fabric, the back and forth.
Then it's time to get the community involved.
This is the best day of my life right now.
An army of children called in,
I got it into that hole over there.
stuffing gloom into chicken wire
It's hard time trying to get all this paper to get in the wires.
to give the marionette its form.
It's about 15 to 1,800 pounds worth of paper shreddings that go inside Zozobra, depending on our stuffing gear that we have. You can range between 15 to 1,800 pounds.
More than 3,500 volunteer hours go into creating this beast.
I'm thinking about my gloom as I'm building it. So, a lot of people get to stuff their gloom inside of Zozobra. I actually get to embed my worries into the framing of it.
Then a special moment on the morning of the burn.
It's kind of like the Masons and the handshake. But there's a way in which we wake Zozobra up for his big day. And it's always happened that way, and it's something that's really important to us.
Everybody understand the game plan.
Finally, it's time to move the massive puppet.
We're lifting with our knees.
Hundreds of volunteers are needed,
1, 2, 3.
carrying him out piece by piece.
It's kind of funny to see because if we get a decent sized crowd to help us carry out the marionette, it looks like he's crowd surfing.
And loading him onto several truck beds.
He's important enough that he has to be police, that's correct.
Stopping all traffic along the way, making sure Zozobra gets transported safely.
Once we're there, that's when we actually color his hair. Zozobra's hair is the big secret. Every year, if there are no other secrets, that will always be a secret. His hair is never revealed until we get there.
Then he is positioned onto the pole.
The most difficult part is when we're actually hoisting him up and before he's actually secured off.
For more than 80 years, the Public Service Company of New Mexico has raised this. Today, they use bucket trucks, but this technology wasn't always available. Look at this photo. You can see linemen climbing the pole to lift Zozobra up by hand.
But there's something about finally seeing this thousands of pounds being slowly raised up on a pole and then standing there. He's up there and he's out looking at all the people down in the field and knowing that in the space of a few short hours, everything is going to be different.
The job has only become harder over the years because Zozobra has gotten bigger. Schuster's first monster was just about 6 feet tall, then grew to 15, and eventually 38. Now the puppet towers over the crowd at 50 feet 6 inches, once holding a world record for the largest marionette. While his size has remained constant since 2000, his appearance is always a surprise.
He was old, he was fat, he was bald.
This was during the Great Depression, as if he ingested too much gloom. Zozobra even had legs.
Schuster decides to create his own absence.
It was the early 1930s. Alcohol manufacturing, sales, and consumption had been banned for years in the U.S.
They put Zozobra, they get it up, and then Schuster breaks out this bootlegged absence for everybody. So everyone's drinking it, and of course, they are just out of their minds.
Suddenly, a gust of wind caught the puppet and slammed it into the pole, breaking the legs.
They decide they're going to try to fix it, and now they decide that they can't even pick up the ladder because of this bootleg absence. And so Zozobra burns with a ghost tail for the very first time. People came back and said how spectacular it was, and that the flames looked like they were crawling up, and that he looked more ethereal and more like a specter because of the fact he didn't have legs. And so Zozobra never had legs ever again.
Schuster never wanted his creation to be political.
But there was a period at which they made a Zozobra who was called Hero Hitlermus. He had a little bit of the Hitler mustache. He had glasses, slanted eyebrows, and I think that was a response that seemed to me very natural for people who were undergoing a World War.
One common thread in his appearance: bow tie, buttons, and cummerbund. Dressed in his best for his big party. For many years, the only surprise was the color of his hair until 2014, with the introduction of the Decades Project.
We did this for our locals because we wanted to make sure people had a real incentive to return to Zozobra every year.
Taking a journey through the puppet's rich history, representing the 20s with a whiplash mustache, going back to that short, fat look he had in the Depression era, then depicting the 40s in a new way.
And Zozobra himself, for the first time in his life, wore a fedora, and his outfit echoed some of the Hitlerian kind of design.
Then the 50s.
He was dressed in a cardigan sweater, which was something new for us to make an outfit like that. That was a lot of burlap dust that we dealt with.
By 2018, he was portraying the 60s with a bolo tie.
And he tried to give the peace symbol, but of course we really only do this because there's no peace about that guy.
Throwing it back to the disco era in 2019.
This is one of my favorites. It was so sharp. He had the black lapels on his suit. He was as handsome as he could possibly be. And that was a great party.
Then COVID hit.
The governor has declared the coronavirus a public health emergency now.
We were committed to burning. We had never failed to burn, and we knew that our community needed this terribly.
Becoming the monster we needed him to be. His hair representing the look of the virus, murder hornet cufflinks, and 2020 stamped on his buttons. In 2021, the Decades Project resumed with a nod to the 80s and that Michael Jackson Thriller look.
He had a very greenish color to his skin, because of course he was a zombie, and he wore a beautiful jacket which burned beautifully. It kind of dripped and melted and burned for a while.
In 2022, Zozobra was celebrating the 90s, boy bands and grunge, and you could see it in his appearance.
For the first time ever, we were able to give him some different decor, and we gave him a set of tattoos on either arm. He was wearing suspenders. He had a nice little chain for his back wallet.
Even a comb-over with frosted tips. And in 2023, the final year of the Decades Project, a nod to the 2000s.
Quite magical.
Old Man Gloom appearing more sinister than ever, taking on the appearance of Lord Voldemort from Harry Potter. You can see three distinct firsts in his appearance: his hood and cloak, and a magic wand. It's the first time this beast had ever held anything in his hand.
You're a wizard.
Then a huge milestone in Zozobra's history. Their tradition marking 100 years in 2024, and the beast dressed for the occasion, wearing a white tux, classic bow tie, boutonniere, even an illuminated pinky ring. His hair gold. The fire spirit paying tribute to Jacques Cartier, the first to play the role, performing the very first dance called the Voodoo Dance before setting him ablaze for the 100th time. The flame used burning for an entire year, organizers using the power of the sun to ignite this torch. Then, on the night of the burn, that flame following Will Schuster's path from Levy to Santa Fe by train. Runners then carried the torch to Fort Marcy Park, presenting it to Helene Luna, the current fire spirit, where she made a big announcement. Tan Povi Martinez will become the first Indigenous person to perform the role in 2027, allowing Luna to step down after 20 years dancing at the base of the beast. Just one of many things honoring the centuries-old tradition.
Everything around Zozobra is a celebration.
From sparkling wine to a series of beers.
It's kind of like a sweet corny latte.
Popcorn and chocolate bars.
An apricot and New Mexico chili combination.
Even the New Mexico United created merchandise with his likeness.
I feel like I get to be a part of the story, which is the most important thing.
The artist community doing their part.
Represent kind of fire mythology, renewal, prosperity, rebirth.
Creating more than 30 interpretations.
I carved out the souls for the piece. I carved the fire dancer that Zozobra is holding in his hand.
The fiberglass statues auctioned off to support programs for kids.
The sculpture is 18 feet tall. It weighs 6,000 pounds.
And an even larger monument permanently installed at the Santa Fe Convention Center.
The eyes are hand-blown glass.
It even moves.
Zozobra's a large marionette, and this was a real important element for us to have this kind of motion in the sculpture.
With a high-tech twist.
Back in 1924, I created Zozobra.
Using augmented reality, this experience is brought to life.
It's a sight to behold. Flames licking up his enormous frame. The crowd cheering as he groans and writhes with the fire.
Allowing visitors to learn more about the tradition. and the rich story brought to life on stage through a special music fable. Using a centuries-old two-page manuscript written by Will Schuester as a starting point. And the beast given away to take flight.
It's going to be, I think, a crowd favorite in the Zozobra community and the ballooning community.
In all 25 projects, a celebration fitting for New Mexico's favorite monster. With all those tributes, you can see how much our community loves Zozobra. Much the same in 1940, people admired him so much that Schuester was getting requests for his monster to make special appearances.
And he said, no, I won't build you a Zozobra, but I'll build you his cousin.
The deep meaning of the tradition is something Schuester wanted to keep true to New Mexicans.
And Schuester understood really importantly that Zozobra only appears during fiesta time. And so he needed a stand-in. But of course, going back to how bad Schuster's Spanish was, instead of Primo Koko, we got Tio Koko, which is really Uncle.
Uncle Boogeyman, or Tio Koko, made his first appearance for the 1940 premiere of Ronald Reagan's film Santa Fe Trail. Schuester asked actor Errol Flynn to light it.
He got such a kick out of this because, you know, this guy was the epitome of virility and masculinity, and he said that he was afraid to light any fireworks.
Tio Koko made it to the big screen in 1947. He's seen parading around the Santa Fe Plaza in the film Ride the Pink Horse. And in 1988, Dennis Hopper paid the club $7,000 to create a full-size puppet for his film Backtrack. This marionette was constructed exactly like the real thing and burned in Taos for a scene.
Tio Koko's head's a little bit elongated. They don't wear the same outfit. Schuester really wanted to make sure that it wasn't a Zozobra in disguise, that it really was a different thing.
In 2018, Susana Martinez hosted governors from around the nation, and this burning was held just for them at Fort Marcy Park.
You know, we all knew that we were suffering from the lack of tourism during COVID, and so we thought that it was important to do a Tio Koko for the Bachelorette, so that way we could really highlight some of the unique traditions that the state has, so we could get those tourism dollars back.
The sixth and most recent version hit the national spotlight.
So my purpose of working with a couple was to get them to get in touch with their fears and their doubts that came from the past, so they wouldn't bring that into their new form of relationship.
Felicia Evans is a local healer. Much like Zozobra, her job is to help people let go.
Bring all the fears. It's so important to heal so you can be comfortable and confident in this world and not feel like something is wrong with you, right? Healing is a process. So healing each layer, getting through each layer, each negative belief, so you can feel comfortable and confident with who you are.
She says the first step of healing is bringing awareness, the same as writing down glooms.
You can feel like a sense of freedom within it all.
Doing this together creates a community calm, and that is why everyone embraces the monster, embedding him into the fabric of the city.
Zozobra's popularity has outlived and outstripped the recognition of its creator.
Painting murals on walls, building figurines, even depicting the pageantry through Legos.
Because he has become an icon, because he has become a part of popular culture, he has a different meaning to everyone. And so I think that's why you see so many artists that have treated the subject over time.
Will Schuester was very proud of his creation.
When you read Schuster's diary, it's Geppetto and Pinocchio. He speaks about him with such care and devotion. It gives you a sense of how sacred this tradition is.
As Schuester became a senior citizen and he was unable to undertake the construction of Zozobra by himself, requiring help from other parties, there was a kind of bittersweet moment where he wanted to reflect on his creation and everything that it represented.
In 1964, he did so in paint.
Will Schuester was a regular here.
Creating this mural at the El Nido Round in Tesuque.
We have some arches that were built in to the building. It sat in one of those arches.
He is thinking back about this object that he's created and how much a part of the community it has become.
That same year, Schuester had a heart attack.
Will wanted his son to be cared for in a way that was different than the Fiesta Council could do it. They had all these other events.
Kiwanis Club member Harold Gann spent many years working with Schuester to build the puppet.
He went to Schuester and he said, I will promise that Kiwanis will build a Will Schuster Zozobra in perpetuity.
Schuster passed along the rights to his creation and the secrets that go with him, knowing the tradition would be preserved long past his lifetime.
The more that a tradition can live within the lifeblood of a community, the stronger that tradition is going to be. And so there are a few secrets that we try to hold on, but really Kiwanis is the keeper of Zozobra's flame, but this belongs to the state of New Mexico.
Will Schuster died February 9th, 1969. He is buried in the Santa Fe National Cemetery overlooking Fort Marcy Park. For decades, his creation has given hope, cleansed grief, and provided healing for thousands of people worldwide. Tonight, we enter a new century. Zozobra still here, helping rid us of our glooms. We leave you now with some of what people in our community are looking to let go of as he burns for the 101st time.
Anxiety and bad stuff that happens.
Self-doubt.
Get rid of my fears. My friends are mean to me a lot.
The things that haven't gone as smoothly as I might have liked.
World peace is always the end goal, so the lack thereof is not good.
We had 2 precious animals, and they passed. Their little tags are going to go into Zozobra.
The challenges and the stress that's facing this whole world right now.
It's pretty dramatic, and it works.
Thank you.
Hey, Fulham.
Maybe on, maybe live TV. Hey,
Good evening and welcome to Zozobra Live. I'm Shelley Rabando.
Well, the technical difficulties have
That's
been
okay.
something to work with tonight.
Yeah.
Boy, it's been a blast, though, besides that, hasn't it, so
It's
far?
already been a really great evening. Byron has promised perfect weather. The wind has died down. And Zozobra looks almost better than ever. Everybody's been talking about how this is the really
This
coolest
is what
one.
50,000 people.
It's so cool. It is really great.
So alongside Shelley Rabando, I'm Todd Kurtz. Tonight we are entering the next century of this New Mexico tradition.
That's right. The theme fitting for such an occasion, which is actually this year Steampunk. We've learned a lot. You can see Zozobra standing here ready to spread his nasty gloom.
So we've been talking about the theme all night. Best we can sum it up, I don't know, gadget made of gears, brass, looking like it came from the 19th century. Futuristic twist with this, though, too. So that is steampunk for you at home. It's a subgenre, science fiction, design aesthetic. It's inspired by the industrial steam-powered machinery of the Victorian era. Man, decked out in all the gears and gadgets that go along with that.
He really is. You can see his hat there, brown with that really cool green trim. This is only a handful of times, actually, he's worn a hat. And Todd, I love the goggles on top.
We've been talking about that all day long. Many people wondering why goggles are important with the theme. Essentially a nod to factory workers at the turn of the century, using them to shield their eyes from sparks of greed. Also in the science fiction realm, they can portray an aviator, mechanic, or mad scientist.
And well, we all know this guy is mad. You can see his long brown coat there with the gold designs on the sleeves. His bright red bow tie at the center. Love that. So nice and big. And if you look closely there at the buttons along his vest, they're actually little gears.
Several other cool features this year, too. You can see his pocket watch, and it actually works, telling us the current time. So cool. The most anticipated feature on Zozobra tonight, man, that's his hands. We're going to talk a whole lot more about this later on, but the fingers will actually move tonight. Not only a first, he's also wearing gloves for the first time.
Love it. This has to be one of the most decked out Zozobras we have ever seen, and he's here to bring us down. I don't know if he's brought us down just yet. We're pretty excited and bring some of the gloom.
Yeah, it's the band back there that's got this party going right now. Hopefully the power of this giant crowd is going to be enough to summon the fire spirit to destroy this beast, freeing our community once again.
Oh, but before we get to that, we have a lot to show you. For the next 2 hours, we'll introduce you to the people who put all of this together each year.
And we are going to show you some of the new things they are adding to this experience. Some of these pretty amazing. And again, just fitting as we enter what they're calling a new era.
Yeah, and all this will actually culminate, of course, as you know, with the burning, providing cleansing and relief from what's bothering us. You'll see it happen live right here. And getting this event together, as we know, it takes so much work, so many people, so much dedication and detail, from building him, bringing him here, getting him here to the park. Think about that. I'm joined now by the man, the head of it all, who puts it together, the man who makes all of it happen, Ray Sandoval. Ray, first of all, we love your outfit. We need that. Isn't this not the best? Between the hat and the shirt, it's just great.
Like, it's always good, but it is on point.
Thank you.
He looks better than ever.
Yeah, I
Everyone's
think
really saying
that's
that.
my favorite. That's my favorite Zozobra.
That's so
He's
great.
gorgeous. He's absolutely gorgeous.
It's the detail.
It is.
Yeah.
It's the attention to detail.
How much of that do you play a role in?
You know, one of the things that we wanted to do is really come up with themes. And so when we were doing the Decades project, it was really natural to be able to do a time decade as we did it. Folks asked us after the 100s whether or not we would do it. And I thought, you know what? My volunteers need something different to do.
Yeah.
The kids of Santa Fe, kids of New Mexico need something different to draw, right? And when I was a kid, the only question about Zozobra was his hair yellow or orange, right? Now people are like, so I have kids now drawing him with like ear pods, right? Or playing the Nintendo Switch, or he's wearing Crocs. That's the thing, it unlocks the imagination.
I met some kids out here who kept saying, like, every year they watch to see what he's wearing. They get really into what is he going to wear.
Yep.
You know, I think a lot of people forget. Zozobra, of course, it's fun, it's a party and all that. But the money raised goes for such a great cause. We can't forget that.
Yeah, absolutely. So we're able to give back to the kids of northern New Mexico, Girls Inc., their STEM class, St. Elizabeth's Shelter. You know, this is where battered women have to take their kid out of the home. Sometimes they don't even have clothes. So we replace clothes, replace backpacks, you know, notebooks, get them back on started. And so this is not only an amazing event by holding up your culture, but it's investing in our future.
We've been so happy to partner with you, and thank you so much for having us out here year after year, because it is an amazing event. The 100 last year, that was epic.
And people are like, you're not going to be able to top that. And I say, hold my beer.
Exactly, because, well, we were here for rehearsal with you, right, on Wednesday night, and the progression is just fantastic. This is a great show.
Yeah, it is going to be. I'm so glad that we have so many viewers at home. And that was really the thing, right? We want to make sure that everyone in New Mexico can enjoy this. So thanks to both of you for coming out here and bringing it into people's homes. You know, people write me all the time, I can't walk, I can't get out, but I would not miss the Zozobra for the world. So thank you for doing it.
We love it.
We love it. We love that people watch and we hear how much fun it was, and that, you know, getting into their living room. Hey, that can be comfortable too.
Yeah, absolutely.
You know, it gets a little loud and excited. Sometimes you just want popcorn in the pajamas, you know?
Yeah, absolutely.
So you've actually done this for so long. You have such a history with it. What inspires you year after year to keep doing this?
You know, there's a lot of people that just think that this is just a big party and we just light this thing on fire, right? For me, it's the lesson, right? So we create gloom in our lives. We create gloom for ourselves and for other people. We put that into the ecos. It gathers and it comes into this specter as the Zozobra. And so what's so crazy about that is we also create the fire spirit when we're generous, when we love, when we give each other the benefit of the doubt. Those are really important too. And the dichotomy of not only that spirit of the human spirit, but then the dichotomy of the event, which is you're with 50,000 people and you're partying it up, but you yourself know what you want to get burned in Zozobra. So you're having an extremely personal experience as well.
We have a few seconds left here. The Gloom Queen this year, we're going to get to see Poby before she takes over the fire spear, and she looked great here.
Yeah, she does. So the Gloom Queen appears only when we have an apprentice to the fire spirit. So you get to only see this every 30 years.
No way.
So Poby will have a Gloom Queen this year, and then next year, and then when she takes the reign as the fire spirit, no more Gloom Queen.
Great. We got to talk to Helene, a few minutes ago, who's been the fire spirit for so long. She has so much energy. So what a good teacher, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh,
absolutely.
Well,
great to see you.
Thank you, guys.
You're probably a little busy.
Yeah, I know.
Just a little bit.
Thank you. Good luck tonight. Yeah. Thank you, Ray.
All right, Ray. Thanks for swinging by. The core of this tradition is really getting rid of what's bothering us.
Yeah, nothing ever bothers us, though. Absolutely nothing. But for everybody else out there. In fact, his name Zozobra actually means anxiety and gloom. And for months, people all over the world have been participating, sending in all their worries, which is really cool. Yeah. And people here in Fort Marcy Park, as you see, are coming to the gloom table. Look at this. This is a gloom table. It's situated right across the field from us. And this is video of people actually filling out slips of paper with all their issues, everything from health problems, financial worries and relationship issues.
So some people, we've talked about this before, they even choose where they want to have their glooms placed inside of the beast, right? So you look here, you can see his hair is $10, arms $7, belly's $5,
Wow.
most expensive, that'd be the middle of the chest,
All
$15.
right.
Lots of room because that's where his heart, it would be
That's
if
great.
Old Man Gloom had one. Allows people to really kind of visualize where their worries
Yeah, I
will
think
turn
that's
to
so
ash.
fun
I
when you look
love
at his
it.
body and you see the different prices. Well, if you have something you need to get rid of, just a few minutes left now to purchase a balloon. You still have time, and they're just $1, just a regular old dollar. You don't care where it goes and this is over, just get one. The team here will print it and then place it in the base of the Zozobra, and then you just scan the QR code on your screen. And don't forget, that dollar, again, as we just learned from Ray Sandoval, the organizer here, that dollar supports programs for kids in our community. All right, but it's not just the slips of paper, the items that people send in too. We've heard things for years like wedding gowns and you know, different things,
There's
medical records.
Medical scan this year, I think, is inside of their photos. The sky's the limit, really, on what people want to drop off there. Items that, you know, they just want to see go up.
Yeah, there's all stuff we need to clean out and get rid of and just watch it burn tonight. Well, Sasha Leninger is going to join us now. She's been having a lot of fun out here, too, where some of those blooms are being placed. Hey, Sasha, how's that table going?
Hi, Todd and Charlie. We're actually right behind you at the base of Zozobra right now. We're here with Jacob Romero, the construction chair. We just saw you starting to stuff some of the extra glooms into Zozobra. For most of us that don't know, how does it go stuffing all of these glooms?
So first off, we start our gloom process as we're actually cutting the lumber, as you may know. But as people come and start to submit their glooms, we shred them. We stuff them into Zozobra that actually serves as his inner guts, if you will, his oogie booginess. And that's all covered with his skin, if you will. And so we're stuffing that in the very last minute, and we've had bags and bags and bags full of glooms that people are still submitting from on our online system. So we are wanting to make sure that we're capturing all of the world's gloom tonight, and we're going to set it at the foot of Zozobras, and we're going to light it on fire. We're going to declare them gone.
That's what we're all here for. And I know there was probably 40 or 50 bags of glooms that you guys just put in. How many of these last minute glooms, if you could guess, do you guys get?
Oh, you know what? It really can depend. I would say we're probably 500 plus this year.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's a lot of extra glooms. I know when we were at the table, we spoke to a lot of different people who were like, I need to get this in, I need to put this in there. Other than the paper glooms, there are a lot of other things that go into Zozobra. We just saw a dress being put into Zozobra.
Yes, so we just saw a ballerina dress being stuffed into Zozobra. One of the most interesting things that I saw this year is a Barbie doll that was being put into Zozobra. I don't know what the symbolism behind it was from the individual, but they wanted to make sure that that was burned. It carried some kind of woe to them. And we want to make sure that everybody's gloom is burnt. You know, we don't necessarily try to take a look and try to see what the gloom is on the piece of paper. But as we get these different other kinds of glooms in, we definitely make sure that they're put in very gingerly. We've had several wedding dresses and another wedding dress this year as well that has been put into Zozobra.
And I know, looking this close, I want to ask you one more question before we go back. He looks dapper. He looks so handsome. And we're looking at the medallion. You told me one really good thing about the medallion. The clock actually works on it.
Yes, so he is wearing a pocket watch, and it's actually working. So I don't know if you can see it from there, but please take a look on some static photos, or if you have a live video that you can zoom in on. That clock has been working all day, that he's been up there just counting, ticking, and talking to the last final minute.
I love that touch, Jacob. Thank you for squeezing us in. I do appreciate it. You're a busy man back here.
Thank you. Thank you for coming and helping us.
Yeah, of course. Shirley and Todd, they're going to be stuffing more glooms, and the cutoff time is 8:15 or so for those glooms at the gloom table. So there's still some time if people do need to get those glooms in. Back to you.
So it sounds like Sasha's not the only one having a good time out here. We keep hearing our call letters behind us.
Lively, lively. Well, our team leader, Aldous Byron Morton, he's been keeping us on top of what's going on with the weather. It's all looking good. And, you know, he's made some friends, not just some.
He needed them.
Like a big crowd. Yeah, let's check in with them. What do you got going down there, Byron?
Hey there, Shelly and Todd. And you know what? These kids are not just my friends, but they are so very talented. I want to show you what they've learned. Are you guys ready? Are you guys ready? 1, 2, 3. Did you hear that? They said KOAT. All right. So when I was talking with all these awesome kids, they said that they had so many glooms and there were so many things that were bothering them. Guess what the number one thing was, Shelly? Todd, guess.
Homework.
Exactly. And school for 3 weeks and they already hate homework.
Oh,
But no,
funny.
it's a super great vibe out here. The kids are having a good time. We're all waiting for Zozobra to burn. Are you guys excited about Zozobra? Is it your first time here? So I would say about half of them no and half of them yes. But what we do know is that if we don't see the energy from the burn of Zozobra, we have the energy right here in this group of kids. And that's what makes this so much fun. It's not just for the adults, it's for the kids. It's a family event, and we love being here. So it's going to be a fun time. And you know what? I want to burn up the flooding because we're tired of seeing that and talking about that as far as weather's concerned. Yeah. But I get the homework thing too. What do you guys think?
Do I get a prize?
No, I don't. That was good. You win. You win.
Over that. They should have.
KOAT, come on.
That's funny. Well, they did such a good job. Oh, that was great, guys. Really, really good. You know, as Byron mentioned, though, sometimes the weather can really, really have a huge impact on Zozobra.
We were tad worried earlier. Byron said it was going to be good by this hour, but it was windy earlier on. They tell us one year the wind was blowing into the crowd, and the fire department actually had to create a wall of water in between Zozobra and the crowd to deflect the embers, so that the embers wouldn't be out into the crowd. People got a bit wet, but Zozobra ended up burning down.
Yeah, he goes up, rain or shine, they always say, but no one really wants to deal with it. And it's raining and yucky. We got a great, great night. And it's just really so fun. You know, it's funny. We're looking at the camera, we're talking to each other, and then every once in a while when we actually take a second, we look out to the crowd, it just keeps getting bigger and bigger. And everybody's got the watches this year. So these wristbands are all lit up, and it just looks so fun.
Speaking of how Ray keeps on, just expanding this beautiful event.
Different every year with different things,
Hey, tonight we've been loving the music for about an hour now. Easy Band has been up on stage playing some great cover songs in the top 40 genre. Played some Blink 182 just a second ago. Take a listen as we head to break.
Got a whole bunch of thank yous. Don't forget to pull the tab on your wrist.
101st Burning of Zozobra Live is sponsored by Sandia Area Federal Credit Union, Albertsons Market, and New Mexico Department of Cultural Affairs.
Mark, seems like every day there's another lawyer talking about the gazillion dollars that they've made.
That's right, Alexis. But you know what they don't want to talk about? How much more they could get for each individual client if they actually litigated and fought for them. Or how many clients call unhappy because they can't even reach a lawyer at their firm.
At the husband and wife law team, we measure success based on the individual client results and the happiness of each client.
The lawyer you hire does matter. Call, text, or visit us at husbandandwifelawteam.com.
Celebrate the 101st burning of Zozobra at Zozobra, a fire that never goes out. New Mexico residents get in free the first Sunday of the month. Go to nmhistorymuseum.org and join us for the tradition of Old Man Gloom.
Mornings and that routine. They're back.
But here at More in the Morning,
We've got you back. Because mornings, they're kind of our thing. Royal, always ready, preparing you for what's now and what's next.
but first,
Todd, that good friend bringing the news of the day, but ready when things change.
and Eric, the expert, with exactly what's coming your way.
No surprises here, because we're always here.
Mornings, they're kind of our thing.
So get back at it. KOAT Action 7 News, More in the Morning.
This is Robert reading for Victor, and action.
Mary, I love you more than anything, but this student debt, it took a weight I can't shake. I'm drowning.
Now you're angry. Go.
But this student debt, it took a weight I can't shake. I'm drowning.
You're full of sorrow.
I'm drowning.
And cut. Great. We'll be in touch.
Good thing I went to C&M.
How about
With a new Toyota from Toyota's national sales event, summer plays on. Whether you're teaching the art of tailgating, showing up for the home team, or finding the ultimate skybox, with a new Toyota, you can do summer playing anywhere.
Right now, lease the 2025 Tacoma, America's best-selling midsize pickup for the last 20 years. Now for just $269 per month.
Come in today.
Toyota, let's go places.
So what do you think about these?
We're going to take everything
From design and products to removal and installation, Rebath is with you through every step of your remodel. Call us or visit rebath.com and save 10% off your complete bathroom remodel.
such a while. I mean, since April they've been looking at this.
Yeah, they say 50,000 people is where they capped the number at, and you look back here, I'm not great at estimation, but it doesn't make, I mean, it looks like more than 50,000 people.
Totally packed. And we're here every year, so we can kind of tell, but it got really
Well,
crowded.
last year was nuts for the 100, and I thought maybe it'd be a down year this year, but it's been phenomenal, hasn't
Yeah, it really has. The detail in Zozobra this year, as you've already seen, hopefully, is just truly spectacular.
Yeah, Ray Sandoval was with us just about 10 minutes ago, and he said, I mean, he's been doing this for decades himself.
Decades.
Since he was a kid, and he said it's his favorite Zozobra ever.
Yes.
You can see the pocket watch on him. Right there.
And it works.
It works.
The pocket watch works, you guys.
Don't you think the color is what makes it so unique this year? It's kind of golden or copper.
I love it. It really shines. It really does. And the hat with the gears on it, it's fantastic. And the goggles. Well, you can see in this video we're going to show you now, the construction team, what it takes to actually make this, making the cuts, using the same blueprints creator Will Schuster developed in the 1920s. That first Zozobra was about 6 feet tall, so those plants have been scaled so he can reach tonight's height of 50 feet 6 inches. That's tall. That's taller than you.
Yeah, he's got just a smidge. Once the frame is built, the community then stuffs paper shredding into the chicken wire to give Zozobra that shape. Much of that paper coming from shredded police reports, other gloomy documents around Santa Fe too. It's kind of perfect for the whole city. Then the club covers all of that with hundreds of yards of fabric. That's what keeps it all together.
Right. And once he's constructed, then it's time to get Zozobra dressed for his big day. This year, he is decked out in the gears, as we've been telling you, which is so cool. The gears in his watch actually work. He's got the top hat.
Yeah.
Zozobra doesn't wear a hat very often. And then, of course, that brown, goldy, tanny jacket. It's so good.
It's all part of this steampunk theme this year. So let's hear more on what goes into creating, just this massive marionette.
Yeah, a lot.
It takes a lot of imagination to think in that scale, to imagine things being that big, what they would look like from a distance.
You could theoretically just glue gun and pin, but we're being very precise with all the seams, high level of professionalism with the costuming.
It's fun because it's such a huge challenge.
I'm not sure what's going on there. Very special thanks to CYSP.
Jody McGinnis has been creating garments for Zozobra for 50 years now, actually. So this year her team has been working for months designing the look you see here tonight, working on weekends, ironing, sewing, embedding their glooms stitch by stitch.
When you're watching the show, it's kind of easy to forget sometimes that this puppet is more than 50 feet tall, 50 feet 6 inches, if you were paying attention earlier. And he's actually one of the largest marionettes in the entire world. Not hard to believe.
Once he's on that pole and filled with all of that gloom, he weighs more than 3,000 pounds as well. So it takes about 5 people, 5 to 8 people, they say, now on each arm.
I'm surprised it's not more.
Pulling the levies. Well, I think the one arm is more, they say, because it's a robotic hand this year, which I know we'll talk
I think it's probably really strong people doing this, by the way. When we've seen video of them moving it in the day of, it's really spectacular. I wouldn't want that job, though. This year, he's becoming even more lifelike, as we've been telling you. Innovation, technology, it's really helping, combining the two, and it creates this really cool new feature. Surely something everyone's going to remember. It's that moving hand.
Unreal. So Sasha Leninger is behind the scenes right now, and she is going to be talking with the creator, the man who invented this glove. What's going on, Sasha?
All right, well, Sasha couldn't hear us, but I know you did a lot of research into the moving fingers.
Yes. So essentially,
I have to do that.
Hopefully, we can grab him back, Luke Fitch of Cinedrone, because he's got the glove on for Sasha, so I think these people might be treated to something cool where he'll wiggle the fingers just
when they're up close here,
But essentially, he puts this glove on his hand, and Zozobra's hand will mimic his move. And it's like milliseconds apart, so the second he does anything, he just has to keep that one finger down. Zozobra's kind of a mean guy.
Yes. I will too.
We're not going to let him do that.
And he also has those moving gears in the watch.
It's so cool.
That is so cool. So there's a lot of new things. There's more to tell you. We're going to continue to take you behind the scenes tonight.
First, let's enjoy. Well, we got some Easy Band was on the stage just a second ago. Let's see who's on there right now.
You see the credit union, the husband and wife watching.
Federal Credit Union, Albertsons Market, and New Mexico Department of Cultural Affairs.
In the wild world of adventures.
Hi folks, Marley Fletcher here, owner of Santa Fe Kia. As our construction continues, so do the huge savings at Santa Fe Kia. That means low down payments, low monthly payments. Combine those two, gives you huge savings. Go to our website at santafekia.com, check out our whole amazing inventory, and let us know what's going to work for you. Santa Fe Kia, where we treat you different.
I have two options for you to take a look at.
From design and products to removal and installation, we handle the entire process to create a beautiful and functional bathroom for whatever your life needs. Rebath, with you every step of the way. Fast removal, fast installation. Our remodels take only days, not weeks, so you can love your bathroom sooner. Call us or visit rebath.com and save 10% of your complete bathroom remodel.
At Albertsons Market, being local isn't just where we are, it's who we are. We're proud to work with trusted partners like Greenland, who pour their passion into every step of their products, from the bottling process down to production at the dairy. Working side by side with local producers is at the heart of what we do, because we share a story of local pride and deep roots in the communities we serve. Albertsons Market, where freshness and value meet, right here at home.
A lot of lawyers love to say they only get paid if they win, but what are they not telling you? Hi, I'm Mark Breyer.
And I'm Alexis Breyer. We're the husband and wife law team.
And they don't want you to know that in the fine print of the contract they have their client sign, it says they get paid if they win, but they still get paid if they get fired?
At the husband and wife law team, we only get paid when we win, and we put that promise in writing for you.
Do your research when you hire a injury lawyer. Call, text, or visit us at husbandandwifelawteam.com.
Zozobra's hand is
That's
going
right.
to move for the first time this year.
Well, let's go now to Sasha Leninger, who's going to show us how this all works. Hey, Sasha.
We're back. We changed some batteries. Let's get back to Luke here with the New Mexico drone. We're talking about this new feature for Zozobra this year. Where did this idea come from? How did you make this?
I don't know. We've done some testing, some experimenting last year, changed the design. Now we finally think we've got something that should work. Still very experimental. It's a prototype, but we're going to show it live for everyone and see what it does.
But it looks really, really cool. So let's show how it operates. So it sticks on your hand here, and as you move, it moves, correct?
So each of these fingers on my hand is connected directly through a wire to one of the fingers in the puppet. And it's a little slower because it's so big, but basically everything you do with your hand here, it reproduces.
Can you show us how it goes? Let's do it.
Power it on, and
he's pressing the big red button, and so here we go. As he moves his hand, you'll see Zozobra move. Ready? So tell us what you're doing at the same time.
So yeah, I'm flexing my hand now.
Oh, how cool! So Todd and Shaw, if you turn around, you can see the fingers of Zozobra moving as Luke here moves his gadget on his hand. So this is going to make the crowd go wild, and we'll see it live during the show in just a few minutes. Back to you.
It's not what happened just now, but we want to make sure you guys know the right.
Boy, that was super cool to see up close like that. You know, one of the best parts, speaking of this, one of the best parts of the whole event is the cool merchandise. You know, every year, different artists get involved, including this hat here. This is cute, right?
Yeah, you have a headset on.
It's not on real well because I have the headset, but here's the hat, and this I love. It's a yo-yo. I can't really yo-yo, but it lights up like it's so cool. Yeah,
goggles have been kind of sweet, haven't they?
You look so good in the goggles.
Yeah, we were wearing those earlier.
And then I had to ask Todd, I said, before we came out, I'm like, what is this?
Seat cushion. And you're keeping that one.
Should I try to say, it gets a little uncomfortable. Oh, that's nice. Do I look tall? I'm going to use this on the set because Doug's always so much special.
The best part of all of this, proceeds are going to help kids in the community. So I do think we have the QR code, I believe, that we can pop up on your screen right now, guys. And that is where you can go if you want to order. That is where you can go. Well, maybe that QR code's going to pop up. If you want to order any of the stuff that's coming up here with merchandise for Zozobra.
You know, and as I mentioned, the thing that's so cool about all this is that they were designed by local artists. Did you show the socks, by the way?
No, we did not.
I don't know if we can come back to us, but I have a feeling some people from the crew, these are going to be up for grabs for sure before we leave tonight. But they're so cool.
Take them for Doug.
Look at this.
Get those back.
And make him wear those on the air.
Well, he gets to wear those.
Yeah, very cool.
So each year, Zozobra then talking about these proposed posters, Zozobra enthusiasts submit their ideas with the goal of becoming the official T-shirt artist, poster artist, categories for both adults and kids. This year's official poster was designed by Jacob Reyes, highlights Steampunk. Design actually looking a lot like Zozobra does tonight. Fourth grader Marcus Trujillo, he designed the toddler T-shirt, showing the fire spirit setting Zozobra ablaze.
So good.
And the official T-shirt design features Zozobra flying in a balloon powered by Steamwake. And just like the inventions of the steampunk genre, artist Raymond Archuleta tells us about how he's had his works recognized.
We're talking 101 years tradition that's still going strong. There's a lot of people that come out and just have your art recognized and to have your design on posters, T-shirts, any kind of merchandise, and people around the states, around the world could be wearing it. It's such an honor.
Santa Fe Brewing Company has been partnering with Zozobra for 5 years now, and can we get one of those?
It's a pretty big deal. I don't know. There's no samples or anything on the table. We've got a long night ahead of us. You may remember last year there were actually 3 special beers to celebrate the centennial. Let's take a closer look. People loved these actually so much last year that they decided to can it for the first time. And this special can, it features the work of Santa Fe artist Jim Vogel. You can see Zozobra there. So cool. Look at that can. And the fire spirit battling things out. Now the beer is a dark Mexican lager that can be described as a Negro Modelo with a kick.
It probably has a little bit more chocolate notes to it, and it does drink more like a lager than an ale. So it is a little bit smoother, I would say. It's very rounded. It's very velvety on the tongue. It's just a very easy drinking dark lager.
All right, this was a limited release with only 600 cases available, but the beer's available on tap right here at Fort Marcy Park for tonight's burn, as well as all Santa Fe Brewing tap rooms. And they plan to keep doing it this year, each year. The can will feature a new design for Zozobra fans, so these are looking to become collector's items, by the way. So I guess you'd have to just rinse it out, make sure, drink it and rinse it really well. But the most important thing, a portion of each beer sold will support the Kiwanis Foundation's funding for youth programs for our kids in our state.
This event is really about building community. It's about giving back. Will Schuster gave the Santa Fe Kiwanis Club right to his monster. That would have been 1964. Since then, they've given more than $3.5 million to nonprofit organizations focusing on children and families.
That's right, and last year's Centennial Burn alone raised $100,000. That money was divvied up across 16 organizations throughout our state. Sasha Leninger is going to show us their work and how your support is helping them.
When you burn your glooms away, you're helping organizations across New Mexico.
One of our biggest glooms is having to turn people away from our programs because they're full. And the only way we can expand our capacity is by having more support from our community in terms of volunteers and donors.
Adaptive Sports Program New Mexico.
What we provide is really a sense of empowerment and inclusivity.
Grateful for their $7,500 grant. They serve 300 people a year, making outdoor activities more accessible for disabled children and adults.
My big bill would be $1,200 a month. Last month I spent $9,200. It just has skyrocketed.
Benvenido's outreach.
They're eating good and they're eating healthy. And it's also changing the families.
Eager to use the $10,000 they received to help feed children and families all across Santa Fe. The Rio Reba Imagination Library also getting that same grant.
If you look at the numbers, the fact is in Rio Reba County, the adult literacy is so low that some of these people just cannot qualify for jobs.
Their goal, helping
several organizations receiving $5,000 grants, including Gerard's House.
Our commitment is to providing free and bilingual grief support for kids, teens, and also adults.
The Santa Fe Children's Museum, teaching kids about arts, sciences, and humanities. And Girls Inc.
I can be myself.
An organization inspiring young ladies of all ages.
I am strong, smart, and bold.
We're essentially just giving girls and young people the tools to be able to be successful in their lives and to be the heroes in their own stories.
We were really thrilled to get a grant this year.
These organizations.
I opened my email and there was congratulations, and it was amazing.
See Zozobra as their hero.
Elation and gratitude. That's very gracious and very happy.
Supporting their cause and strengthening our community. Sasha Leninger, KOAT, Action 7 News.
One group really looking to bring people together here in such a unique way. We're joined by Jordan, Pueblo dance group Matu. Jordan, would you tell us the meaning behind Matu?
Sure, just real quick, I'd like to just say, Umbia Kindi, Sengigun, Takiribo, Ipuave, Ugapoge, Uwinge, Kutawa, Baikibo. I'd just like to welcome everybody here for being here in my language. Beautiful. And just going right into it, Matu, our dance group, means family in my Tewa language. So it means family or all relations, and that's what we're all about. We're about bringing everybody together and sharing our culture and teaching it as well.
How wonderful. Tell us where you're from and when you started with the dance.
So I'm from Santa Clara Pueblo, Milwaukee Pueblo, Taos Pueblo, and the Tohono O'odham Nation. I reside in Santa Clara Pueblo with my family. We started years ago. My parents and grandparents were the ones who actually started the group, and we're just continuing it on with our children in our youth.
Why has Zozobra turned out to be such a good platform for you guys, partnership?
Well, Zozobra is actually a really great platform for us because it allows us to share the culture of what we're all about and what this is about, which is unity, bringing everybody together because we all live under the same circumstances. There's a lot of evilness here in this world, and that's what Old Man Gloom represents. So by burning that, it's like us starting fresh. And within our culture, that's what we do. We do a lot of praying, dancing. It's just a form of all of that and healing everybody.
Wonderful. Spreading some unity for everyone. Everyone welcome. What a nice message. All right. Well, thank you so much. We're going to enjoy your feast tonight, so thank you so much.
Thank you. One last thing. Go Santa Fe Indian School Brave.
We got that in.
We love a shout out.
Hell yeah.
Jordan,
thank you. Have a good evening.
I hope you have a good show. Right now, we're about 30 minutes away or so.
We're getting closer.
From the 101st burning of Zozobra.
And, as the excitement's continuing to build, people are thinking, when is it going to happen? They know it's sort of around 9, the big festivities really begin. And there's so much pageantry that goes into this event.
Totally.
It's amazing.
Some of the ways technology is enhancing this experience, we're going to be talking about that. But first, a short break.
101st Burning of Zozobra Live is sponsored by Sandia Area Federal Credit Union, Albertsons Market, and New Mexico Department of Cultural Affairs.
Fargo is your virtual assistant from Wells Fargo.
Come on.
Fargo lets you do this.
Fargo, turn off my debit card. I found it. I found my card.
And also this.
Fargo, turn on my debit card.
Do you Fargo? You can with Wells Fargo. What else can Fargo do? Quickly tell you what you spent on things like food.
Fargo, what did I spend on groceries this month?
Hey, Dad, can the guys stay for dinner?
Learn more at wellsfargo.com/getfargo.
At Albertsons Market, being local isn't just where we are, it's who we are. We're proud to work with trusted partners like Greenland, who pour their passion into every step of their products, from the bottling process down to production at the dairy. Working side by side with local producers is at the heart of what we do, because we share a story of local pride and deep roots in the communities we serve. Albertsons Market, where freshness and value meet, right here at home.
Hey, New Mexico, looking for the best in roofing and gutter solutions? Look no further than Otero Brothers Roofing and Seamless Gutters. With 3 generations of expertise, we're the name you can trust. Protect
damage and erosion. Call now for a free estimate and experience the Otero Brothers difference.
Celebrate the 101st burning of Zozobra at Zozobra, a fire that never goes out. New Mexico residents get in free the first Sunday of the month. Go to nmhistorymuseum.org and join us for the tradition of Old Man Gloom.
Wow. Every time.
Yeah, every time.
At Sprouts, you'll find healthy around every corner and tasty on every shelf.
I know that.
Plus, Sprouts Rewards is here, and you can join today. Earn points, explore perks, and enjoy savings. This is that Sprouts feeling.
In the wild world of checking rewards, only the keenest eyes find the best.
Is that the one?
No, we've seen that one.
Ah, yes. The elusive 5.25% Geek Plus High Yield Checking. A true beauty. Geek Plus High Yield Checking with Sandia Area. Rewards for your everyday adventures.
That is very different today than it was years and years ago.
You know, they say when Zozobra first started, it lasted just a few minutes, actually.
Isn't that they just burned it and went home?
Well, they probably wouldn't have to drink. Something happened. But hard to imagine after what we see here today. Zozobra's creator, Will Schuster, he realized there needed to be more build-up to the burning. He worked with the editor of the Santa Fe Mexican to come up with really the story, the myth.
Okay. Very cool. And today, that's still the story, actually, behind the eerie puppet. He's a mythological creature causing mischief in the Sangre de Cristo Mountains, and once a year, the town invites him to a party. So he gets all dressed up, comes to Santa Fe. They intend to destroy him. But instead, Zozobra uses his powers to take joy and happiness from the children, turning them into what are called gloomies. The people rise up with flaming torches, and through their good energy, they summon the fire spirit who gets rid of Zozobra, eventually burning all of those sorrows away.
It's such a cool story, right? And it's a fun reason why we like to bring this to people across the TV. The pageantry you'll see tonight, it reflects that story. So this year is exciting because Zozobra is getting extra help to bring gloom here to Santa Fe.
Yeah, it's really cool. The Gloom Queen, as she is called, will be leading the group of 30 kids. 30 kids. It's so cute. We saw it during rehearsal. They're going to be performing as Gloomies out there tonight. That's what you're going to see. And Sasha Leninger is backstage right now to introduce us to the Gloom Queen. Hi, Sasha.
Hi, Todd and Shelly. I'm here with Tan Povey Martinez. You may say, isn't she the next fire split? That would be correct, but not until 2027. So right now, she is the Gloom Queen. Povey, thank you for joining us. Talk to me about how this all came about for you.
Okay, so it started with the audition last summer in 2024. The Kiwanis Zozobra Club had put out a call for the audition for the role of the fire spirit. I responded and I got the information via email. They gave me the information for the audition. I showed up. It was me and quite a few other ladies. And we came up to these stairs that you see behind us. And Old Man Gloom wasn't here, of course. And we had the opportunity to show what we had, or show our own choreography, or make it up on the spot. I did a little bit of both, structured improv. And I used the original score that Jack Cartier danced to when he was the fire spirit. And about a week and a half later, they contacted me and told me that I had gotten the role, but they said, you can't tell anybody, hush, hush, hush. So I couldn't tell my family, I couldn't tell my friends for about another 3 weeks when they finally released information to the public. And it was such a good moment for all of us, because I'll be the first Indigenous woman to be taking this role. And it's really special. It just feels like a good coming together moment, not just for me as a youth, but a young adult, but for all of us Indigenous peoples here coming together. And it feels good to get the opportunity to light the fire. And currently I'm the role of the Queen of Gloom. It's the understudy role, so I can get myself oriented to performing in front of the audience, getting used to the stairs, and it's a wonderful opportunity to get to perform with Colleen herself, because she's such a light. She not only is the fire spirit, but she has such a beautiful light that she carries, and it's been an honor to learn with her, choreograph with her, and I'm excited to see what these next 2 years will bring and what fire they'll build.
And I know you're going out with 30 Gloomies tonight. We have one of them next week. They really want to come over. Talk to me about what is it like to be a Gloomie? How hard has it been to practice?
It's not really been that hard to practice. It's pretty fun, to be honest. I love being a gloomy. This is my second year in a row, and I love dancing with Zozobra, and I loved meeting Povey this year.
Oh, how awesome. You can see what she's dressed. This is what we're going to see. One of the 30 gloomies right here, Todd and Shelly, who will be taking the stage pretty soon. Back to you.
So Popey becomes the fire spirit in 2027. It's incredible that it would be just the 5th fire spirit in this history.
Right, 5th. And this is the 101st year of Zozobra. So if you think about it, that's pretty incredible. The dedication people have, and they stay with the role. Like Helene Luna, who's been the fire spirit. We've gotten to know her year after year.
And takes it so seriously and takes pride in doing that.
Loves it, and it's really special for her. It's really cool. Well, the first fire spirit, Jacques Cartier, a famous ballet dancer back in the 30s. He created the dance, calling it a pageant of gloom and joy. His performance had a tribal and rhythmic feel. He danced 31 years. This is 31 years before passing the torch to Chip Lilienthal, dancing from 1970 to 2003. Oh, just a couple years. It was actually 34 years. For Chip, it was a family affair because his daughter even took the role for a few years after him.
Right, yeah. 2007, current fire spirit, like you had mentioned, Helene Luna took the stage. She too had learned from Lilienthal. So her last dance is going to be next year for a grand total of 20 years. That's when Povey will ignite a new performance, showing us how she will end Zozobra's reign of gloom. And Povey has such a unique dance style. Can't wait to see it. Hey, secrets are part of any great tradition, right?
That's right. The good secrets. That's what we live for, right? Well, I'll tell you what, the Zozobra, definitely no exception. We were given a little insight into what some of those secrets are. First, Zozobra is not a complete figure. This is so cool, Todd. If you were to look behind him, he doesn't look like a puppet at all. I don't know if I want to ruin it here. Pictures of this are forbidden, though, to keep the audience imagination alive. Now I want to go run back there and look.
Access that road, though. That's behind it. They have it blocked off. Another secret, Will Schuster's fascination with the number 3. There are a lot of 3s in the measurements of Zozobra when it comes to starting the show. So tonight it's going to start on a 3. It'll be 9:23, for example. So if there are delays, you do have to wait until the next 3 on the clock.
You know, it's funny, organizers tell us there are actually many more secrets that they can share, and those secrets, they've never been revealed to the public.
That's kind of how we keep them good secrets.
Yeah, I guess so.
Yeah, when Schuster created this event, his goal was to keep adding to the excitement, so he knew how unique his creation was. He wrote in his diary, quote, "This is a new form of spectacle, and human beings love spectacle."
Right, also saying that Black Sky is a canvas that can be painted with fireworks to take people on an emotional journey. You know, we feel really different when those fireworks start.
One of our reasons for doing this.
Yeah, something really to look forward to a little later in the show. And for 78 years, Jim Burnett's family's been doing just that. He has seen all sorts of changes, from flaming saucers that can no longer be used for safety reasons, and of course the colorful explosions filling the sky. Some of the fireworks are even on stage and part of the pageantry, as we'll see.
We have what's called a headdress, which is above the top of Zozo's head. Niagara Falls, which is waterfalls that actually cascades down on either side. Powder train is some really hot powder that the fire dancer actually initiates.
So 400 drones are going to be lighting up the sky tonight. Not just fireworks, but we also have the drone show. So Rick Boss of Sky Elements Drone Shows is with us today. You have one of the coolest names I've ever heard.
Well, I appreciate that. It took me a long time to pick my parents.
Yeah, well, you did it right. With that Rick in front of it was just perfect. The drone show is perfect. So we saw it for the 100 last year. It's fantastic. What are you guys doing this year to make it different?
This year, we are changing up. The theme is what is awesome. This steampunk theme, perfect for the drones.
Really?
My artists have just loved working on this. When they heard that was the theme, they just went crazy. So they've had a ton of fun designing this show for us tonight. One of the things we're going to change up too is last year we did drones a little bit at a time. This time we're going to send them all at the same time. So it's going to be even bigger.
Well, it was really memorable. So many people really talked about the drones afterwards. So great job. Now, anything, do you have a special, I mean, we saw a little bit of the behind the scenes. It's all great, but do you have a favorite part of it? Do you have something that you just really...
Can I say? I heard there's all these secrets here. I don't know what I
Hey. You can say anything. This is your
I can say anything. This is mine.
This is yours.
Okay. Steampunk, there's going to be a factory. See if you can see the factory there.
Okay.
That is my favorite animation.
Factory.
There's another one that I won't spoil it.
Okay.
It's right there. Everybody will love it.
Okay.
You guys have a great business right now, too, because these are popping up all over the place, especially as fireworks. They're in some places where there is fire danger are shrinking, right? We see it at Balloon Fiesta as well. Can you tell us about how you design these and how the process works?
Yeah, it is quite a process. Most of the works actually happens before we even show up. So our designers meeting with the Zozobra team for months.
Wow.
Literally, this started almost a year ago and really heavy for the last 6 months. And our design team, they spend over 120 hours designing this show. So quite a bit of time goes in just making everything just right in the sky.
So once you get the design done, then it's about basically pressing play tonight?
That's essentially it. A little more goes into it. So we've got 12 people back there setting up the drones, making sure everything is safe, everything's in the right place, and then when the time comes, he hits play.
Well, we can't wait. And again, I guess we all have to remember, look for the factory tonight in the sky. Thank you so much.
Thanks, you all. Appreciate it.
Still much more to come as the clock gets closer to Old Man Glue burning.
101st Burning of Zozobra Live is sponsored by Sandia Area Federal Credit Union, Albertsons Market, and New Mexico Department of Cultural Affairs.
So what do you think about these?
Yeah, we're going to take...
From design and products to removal and installation, we handle the entire process to create a beautiful and functional bathroom for whatever your life needs. Rebath, with you every step of the way. Don't relocate, renovate. As your needs change, update your bathroom with aging and accessibility solutions designed to keep the space safe and stylish. Call us or visit rebath.com and save 10% off your complete bathroom remodel.
Enjoy an emission-free driving experience with Ford Mustang or F-150 Lightning, both zero-emission vehicles, and both with 0% for 72 months. Only at your New Mexico Ford dealer. The 2024 Ford Mustang Mach-E with 0% for 72 months, plus $4,000 bonus cash. Or choose the 2025 Ford F-150 Lightning with 0% for 72 months. Plus, receive Ford's Power Promise, a complimentary Ford charging station and installation. Discover the Ford legends and gas-free technology at your New Mexico Ford dealer.
Celebrate the 101st burning of Zozobra at Zozobra, a fire that never goes out. New Mexico residents get in free the first Sunday of the month. Go to nmhistorymuseum.org and join us for the tradition of Old Man Gloom.
In the wild world of checking rewards, only the keenest eyes find the best.
Is that the one?
No, we've seen that one.
Ah, yes. The elusive 5% Peak Plus cashback checking. A true beauty. Peak Plus cashback checking with Sandia Area. Rewards for your everyday adventures.
At Albertsons Market, being local isn't just where we are, it's who we are. We're proud to work with trusted partners like Ringland, who pour their passion into every step of their products, from the bottling process down to production at the dairy. Working side by pride and deep roots in the communities we serve. Albertsons Market, where freshness and value meet, right here at home.
We're in the extreme heat part of the year. We want to make sure you are ready for it days in advance. That's why we give you impact and alert days. We are here to make sure that you are prepared for whatever weather comes, and especially during the summer months with that extreme heat.
Zozobra live coverage. Well, this is when it starts to get good, right? The crowd has found their situation. They found their seats, found their spots.
They're ready.
It is just a perfect night so far for this burn.
They are focused on him. You know, as we know, Zozobra, it's such a big part of the culture throughout our state. You know, we see everything from the murals to the statues to the paintings. So much stuff, so much memorabilia we see throughout the year with the Zozobra's face on it. And for years, people have given their interpretation, you know, of the beast. Much of it is showcased each year at Zozo Fest, as we know, the weekend before the burning. And we certainly learn a lot there.
New Mexico United even held the game this year in honor, offering fans an opportunity to write in a gloom after the game. And some lucky attendees even left with a unique bobblehead this year.
That must be so cute to see, actually. This year, the New Mexico Lottery trying to do away with the gloom for some lucky folks with 3 new tickets, each designed by local artists.
And the beast appealing to outdoor enthusiasts with a new bike trail called Zozobra's Quick. 10-mile ride starts and ends where Zozobra burns, taking you on a scenic ride if you've ever been to the hills north of Santa Fe.
Well, as part of last year's huge centennial celebration, Zozobra was given a brand new opportunity to impact people in more areas and throughout the year. We're listening to some really good music here right now. The Zozobra hot air balloon is the biggest interpretation of the beast yet. It was really cool when we heard about the Zozobra hot air balloon, and it was really cool to be at Balloon Fiesta and see it last year. It's like, there he is.
Yeah,
it looked
that's
awesome.
my favorite part.
Yeah, it was really a lot of fun. So he's twice the height, though, of a traditional balloon, 135 feet tall, weighing 830 pounds. The design is modeled after the 2013 Zozobra, even down to the color of his fingernails. And right now we are joined by Bryce Risley, the program director for Zozobra the Balloon. Thanks for coming in. So where did this idea come from? After all this time, we're going to do a Zozobra.
So the iron was hot. It was the 100th anniversary last year. And I chalk it up to being born in Albuquerque, raised in Santa Fe. So, you know, ballooning, Albuquerque, my childhood was exposing me to balloons all the time. And then my dad took a job in Santa Fe. My family moved up here, and suddenly it was Zozobra in our backyard. And I fell in love with that. For a while, I got involved in the ballooning community. After high school, moved back to Albuquerque. Hands-on ballooning for a long time. And then eventually, I came back from grad school, living in Maine for a while, back to Santa Fe. It's COVID. I got involved with photography, started working with Kiwanis as a volunteer photographer, got back into ballooning in Albuquerque.
What a story, yeah.
And then we started as a community of Kiwanians and volunteers from the community here, talking about how we're going to celebrate the 100th anniversary of Zozobra. It's coming up in a couple of years. And we had kind of a group think, you know, everybody in the room, and we're all spitballing ideas. How do we want to do this? The balloon's massive. Yeah, we're just looking at video of it, and it just towers over every big nav balloon. Yes, that's difficult to fly. Very difficult. So it's a unique character. Now we're visionaries, innovators in the Kiwanis community. We had to have a full body, full figure balloon. Yeah. But yeah, it is challenging, but it's flyable.
Well, it really did. It looked amazing. It stuck out in the crowd for sure. What was some of the reaction? Anything memorable you can think of from Balloon
There's
Fiesta?
nothing like it. It's like a dream. Every time I see it, it doesn't feel real. It's just amazing.
Well, congratulations, Drew. Great idea.
Thank you so much. Yeah, we're looking forward to sharing it with more people and more communities soon.
We'll see you in a couple months.
And it'll be at Fiesta, right? It will. Yes. We'll be there for Shape Days this year. Yes, Thursday, Friday. Very cool.
We'll look for you.
Yeah, Bryce, thank you so much. We're going to take a quick break here. We'll be right back at Zozobra Live.
Burning of Zozobra Live is sponsored by Sandia Area Federal Credit Union, Albertsons Market, and New Mexico Department of Cultural Affairs.
Celebrate the 101st burning of Zozobra. At Zozobra, a fire that never goes out. New Mexico residents get in free the first Sunday of the month. Go to nmhistorymuseum.org and join us for the tradition of Old Man Gloom.
At Albertsons Market, being local isn't just where we are, it's who we are. We're proud to work with trusted partners like Greenland, who pour their passion into every step of their products, from the bottling process down to production at the dairy. Working side by side with local producers is at the heart of what we do, because we share a story of local pride and deep roots in the communities we serve. Albertsons Market, where freshness and value meet, right here at home.
In the wild world of checking rewards, only the keenest eyes find the best.
Is that the one?
No, we've seen that one.
Percent peak plus high yield checking, a true beauty. Peak plus high yield checking with Sandia Area. Rewards for your everyday adventures.
When you're hiring a lawyer after a serious injury, you need to know the firm you're hiring cares more about you than their own self-interest. Hi, I'm Mark Breyer.
And I'm Alexis Breyer. We're the husband and wife law team. And the way to know if a lawyer is putting themselves ahead of you is by looking at the fee agreement.
Some fee agreements allow the lawyer to take more money than their own injured client. Other fee agreements allow the lawyer to raise their fee throughout the process when it's time to fight, putting themselves first.
Do your research. The lawyer you hire does matter.
Keep summer in gear at the Nissan End of Summer Sales Event. With a Rogue that offers more standard power than CRV in Tucson. Frontier with a standard V6 unlike Tacoma. And an IIHS Top Safety Pick Plus like Pathfinder or Murano. It's no wonder why J.D. Power named on a new vehicle quality. Hurry in to the Nissan End of Summer Sales Event. Now get 0% APR for 60 months on select popular models. Or get up to $4,000 customer cash on Frontier.
Tommy, you can't quit fixing things. Our future is on.
Do I become a superhero?
I wouldn't go that far, kid. Here, this'll help. And remember, kid, it's A1 from day one.
A1 from day one.
Celebrate the 101st burning of Zozobra at Zozobra, a fire that never goes out. New Mexico residents get in free the first Sunday of the month. Go to nmhistorymuseum.org and join us for the tradition of Old Man Gloom.
Oh, it's the small things, I guess. Welcome back to the 101st burning of Zozobra, one of the largest functioning marionettes in the world.
So cool. Once he's on that pole and actually filled with all that gloom, the papers, the items, he weighs more than 3,000 pounds.
So because of that, it takes a lot to move the big man.
Yeah,
right?
a lot.
That's why we are going to go to Sasha Leninger. She's at the base of the beast, where she is joined by the team that really brings Zozobra to life, Sasha.
Yeah, Todd and Shelley, so this is a rare occurrence. This is the first time a camera has ever been allowed back here to kind of show you the crews that are in charge of moving Zozobra. So Shannon Martinez is here. You're an animator with Zozobra. This is a family affair. Your dad did this for so long. He's now handed it to you. Talk to me about how hard this is.
Oh yeah, well, the setup itself is an all-day affair. We need 19 hands on deck for the animation crew. I have 8 guys here on the new electronic arm that we have. Normally it's a 6-person on each arm, but we had to add 2 other people on this arm this year.
It's because it weighs a lot more this year?
A lot more, yeah. The hand itself is about 100 pounds. The whole arm is 300 pounds. And then my main job is I move his mouth. This is my 16th year moving his mouth. This gal here we have, she's moving the head. She's in charge of the head by herself. And then I'll be moving the mouth right in the center of her here. And then on the left side here we have 5 guys.
Oh, back here, I see.
Yeah.
How? So, this is a really hard job. Zozobra weighs a lot.
Yeah.
If you were to guess, how many calories do you guys think you burn? You told me you guys end in sweat when you're done.
Oh yeah. I had my watch and it pretty much overloaded today. So that's how many steps I got in today. So burnt out, died, and yeah, it was a lot of work movement for sure. Yeah.
A lot of people go to the gym, they work out. This is a different kind of training. Do you guys train for this? How do you train for this?
I just have lots of bigger guys that can hold that weight, and definitely the next day after you feel it from all that holding on to it. As you saw them right now, they're holding on until we get it going. So, yeah.
There are different points throughout the show. We can't move Old Man Gloom yet because we don't want to rile the crowd up. But are there certain points during the show where maybe you have to move a little faster, a little slower? How does that all deck out for you guys?
Well, it works out with, the Glooms are his friends, so he starts off very not upset, and he likes his friends, and then once he starts to see that fire, he gets a little riled up, and then now we have the Gloom Queen, so they kind of battle it up, and then he gets mad once he sees those real big fire flames and is about to go up, so, yeah.
You told me you've been doing this for 30 years. This was your dad's main gig for a long time. He's now retired.
Yeah.
It falls in your hands. What do you plan to do a little differently, if anything, than your dad?
Just keep the family legacy going, and as we keep changing things, we're going to keep adding more people to it, and just keep the family legacy going is the main thing.
I can see the woman behind us. Yeah. It's getting a little tough, so I'm going to let you guys go and get back to work. Thank you for joining us. Thank you, Shelley and Todd. So they have a lot of work, a lot of muscle back here, and they tell me by the time they're done, they are completely drenched in sweat, but they tell me it is so worth it. Back to you.
Well, it is full steam ahead here as we inch closer to the 101st burning of Zozobra.
You know, we've talked to a lot of people out here who they've come up to us and said, you know, this event really means so much to us. We look forward to it every year. And over the year, we've talked to people about what the tradition means to them. Let's take a listen.
It means getting rid of some bad things and spending time with friends and family.
Hatred and fear. Hatred and fear. You know, it's like, boom, here's some hatred. Boom, here's some fear.
A building of tension to a point that it needs to be expressed.
It's also tradition and it's important to Santa Fe.
Zozobra is the embodiment of the boogeyman they would use to scare us when we were naughty kids, but also the tangible action of letting go, of forgiving but not forgetting.
Letting go of the past, you know, and moving forward.
Frustration that needs to be expressed in a healthy way.
I think just life as a whole in the world right now can feel kind of heavy sometimes. Getting to come and write them down and watching them go up in flames is kind of fun.
Well, after he burns, all of our elites and all of our bad stuff that's happening will go away. Allowing that peace to happen within your heart as you see the flames uptake his skirt and the smoke drifts into the stars.
To be able to put them in your past in that way.
After it burns, my new year has begun.
101st burning of Zozobra Live is sponsored by Sandia Area Federal Credit Union, Albertsons Market, and New Mexico Department of Cultural Affairs.
In the wild world of checking rewards, only the keenest eyes find the best.
Is that the one?
No, we've seen that one.
Ah, yes. The elusive 5% Peak Plus cashback checking. A true beauty. Peak Plus cashback checking with Sandia Area. Rewards for your everyday adventures.
At Albertsons Market, being local isn't just where we are, it's who we are. We're proud to work with trusted partners like Ringland, who pour their passion into every step of their products, from the bottling process down to production at the dairy. Working side by side with local producers is at the heart of what we do, because we share a story of local pride and deep roots in the communities we serve. Albertsons Market, where freshness and value meet right here at home.
Celebrate the 101st burning of Zozobra. At Zozobra, a fire that never goes out. New Mexico residents get in free the first Sunday of the month. Go to nmhistorymuseum.org and join us for the tradition of Old Man Gloom.
This is Sky Railway, Santa Fe's adventure train. Climb aboard and travel the historic rail between Santa Fe and Lamy, New Mexico, where entertainers, live music, great food, and drinks await you. Looking to journey to the Old West, enjoy a craft cocktail, or experience one of those famous New Mexico sunsets, we have an adventure for you. Expect the unexpected. Ride the sky. Visit skyrailway.com to purchase tickets.
With Fargo, your virtual assistant from Wells Fargo, you can access your FICO score in a snap.
What I would give to be able to make art on this scale.
You will one day, but it's equally important for you to be thinking about the future, building credit.
Dad. Fargo, what's my FICO score?
Wow, it's a work of art.
Do you, Fargo?
That was corny, but I'll take it.
You can. Visit wellsfargo.com/getfargo.
Looking for a fun way to win some winner chicken dinner scratchers from the New Mexico Lottery are now on sale. Pick one up and give it a scratch for your chance to win up to $5,000. It's something to crow about. You must be at least 18 to play. Please play responsibly. Play New Mexico Lottery Roadrunner Cash. Tickets are just $1 per play. Plus, jackpots start at $25,000 and grow fast. Hurry to your favorite store and catch the Roadrunner Cash today. You must be at least 18 to play. Please play responsibly.
Should we take a look at? What do you think?
So here,
From design and products to removal and installation, Rebath is with you through every step of your remodel. Call us or visit rebath.com and save 10% off your complete bathroom remodel.
Welcome to KOAT Zozobra Live. I'm Shelley Ribando.
And I'm Todd Kurtz. Thank you so much for joining us for this very special event, this very special coverage that we have put together for you. We're just so excited to bring you the 101st burning of Zozobra live right here on KOAT 7. If you were with us earlier, we spoke with Jordan Harviera with Matu. They just took to the stage.
Perfect timing, Todd. The Pueblo dance group is from the Santa Clara and Poake Pueblos. Their name means family and all our relations. And he really talked a lot about that.
Totally. It was a beautiful message that he had. They are here performing tradition Pueblo dances to promote unity between all cultures as we work to build a positive future together. Take a listen.
All right, and we are listening to Matu. You know, we spoke to them just a little earlier, and this is the perfect way to begin this 9 o'clock hour. Their group provides family and unity, and that's what this all is about. Zozobra is a community event. You know, this year's theme is Steampunk, as we've been telling you, and you might wonder what that means. A couple of us do at the station. I'll tell you, it's that turn-of-the-century sci-fi theme. Big gears, invention, Victorian feel, as you'll see when you look at Zozobra behind us. It all plays into his outfit tonight.
Guess there's the shot. There's the man of the hour right there. A lot like the film Wild West, or the Jules Verne novel 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea, if you're familiar. You can see many of those features displayed in his outfit, starting with his coat. So long brown jackets, kind of copperish with laser-cut gold designs on the sleeves.
That's right, and it's rare to see Zozobra wear a hat. It hasn't happened very often, but this year he has one, and it matches his coat. And you can see a feather, and as they pan up, he's actually got goggles on the hat. It's so cool.
Red bow tie, taking a closer look toward his chest. You can see buttons, and check these out, cut in the shape of gears. There you got it. Fitting the theme there.
It's so, and Todd, you know, my favorite part is I'm staring at him right now. I do love that bow tie. It just looks so crisp and elegant. His pocket watch, though. It's actually a working clock this year. The gears, they turn to tell us the correct time, even as we get closer to burning away our gloom.
You know, the hands are also really all the talk tonight. You can see he is wearing a glove for the first time ever. One of his hands is robotic. The fingers will actually move tonight, adding even more life to this monster. We already saw them flicker for a second tonight.
Well, you know, he thinks maybe being able to move those fingers will give him the upper hand over the fire spirit. That's what everyone's saying. We'll have to see. Will he burn? Well, as he works to complete his mission of turning the city to darkness and spreading despair.
That's the name of his game. So in Spanish, Zozobra translates to anxiety or anguish.
And you know, this 50-foot tall puppet, 50 feet 6 inches actually, is stuffed with all the glooms, all the anxiety, more than 3,000 pounds of it's inside of him.
So most glooms are written on paper, but this year there is a cancer diagnosis, wedding dresses inside as well. People add anything that's caused pain, it'll soon be burning to ash. People add anything that's going to be causing pain, and it'll soon burn to ash. And those glooms are not just from people in Santa Fe, people from all over the world to burn here in just a few minutes.
All right, you know, Zozobra's creator wanted the tradition to live on forever, and they're keeping the legacy alive with the Kiwanis president, who's speaking, we've learned, on stage right now.
Let's take a listen.
All of you, so thank you so much. And I ask, where are your problems now? Thank you very much. Thank you, President Harris. And now, ladies and gentlemen, I am very happy to introduce you. Our Kiwanis International President, Lee Kwan Young. He is the international president. Hey! Hello, Santa Fe! How are you? Buenas noches, good evening. ¿Cómo estás? How are you? I'm so happy to be here. Hello. Okay. I'm so happy to be here, all the way from Malaysia. My wife and I come from Malaysia because Kiwanis is 110 years old today, and Kiwanis is in 85 countries around the world. That's why you got Kiwanians all around the world. And I'm so happy because this event, great event, 101st burning of Zozobra, is organized by a Kiwanis club of Santa Fe. Give them a big hand! Wow! Wow! In Malaysia, we say wow this way. We say wow. Wow. Thank you for your attendance because you collected money for so many charities that serve children. Give yourself a big hand. Good evening. Buenas noches. Thank you very much. And now, ladies and gentlemen, the mayor of Santa Fe, the Honorable Ellen Weber. Viva Santa Fe! Viva Santa Fe! We're gonna burn him! We're gonna burn him! That's what we're here for. We're gonna burn. But before we do that, we're gonna hear the national anthem. But first, I want to say a few thank yous. Thank you to all of you for being here tonight. Thank you to Kiwanis, without whom none of this happens. Volunteers worked thousands of hours to make this happen. And Ray Sandoval and his team deserve a big round of applause. The Kiwanis team is the best. We need them, we love them, and they make it all happen. Raymond, I don't know where you are, but thank you for all you do. And to our first responders, our firefighters, our police officers, our emergency people, they're here to take care of all of us. They're here to take care and make sure everybody gets home safe after we burn him. All right. So let me just introduce our singer of the national anthem. It's my honor to introduce Toni Morgan. Toni Morgan is a Rio Rancho, New Mexican. She has been a bright star through the perilous fight. Oh, the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets crackling, the bombs bursting in air, came through the night, that our flag was still there. Oh, say, does that star-spangled banner yet wave? Oh, the land of the free and the home of the
Just such a beautiful voice. You could just tell it just really gets everyone in the mood. It's calming yet exciting. Beautiful.
She had some impressive credentials there, and that just showed.
Amazing.
That opera voice, that was fantastic.
She sounded really good. All right, now it is time
All
to
right.
start the show. The excitement's just beginning. We can hear people starting to say, burn him. You know, that's what they're doing up front. It's like they chant, burn him, burn him.
Mayor Weber got everyone going.
Yes.
So we're going to be guiding you through the story of Zozobra. Really, our job tonight is going to be explaining the performers and what they each symbolize.
That's right. And right now, Zozobra is here in Santa Fe, invited by the town to get him out of hiding and stop his hate and mischief.
So he's dressed for the party, but not falling for their trap. He has a sinister plan of his own. His eyes are lighting up right now. He'll use his powers of gloom and sadness to plunge Santa Fe into darkness. So this year Zozobra has a little... See the gloom queen. Zozobra's fueling her with this negative energy.
This is a rare appearance for this character. It only happens when a future fire dancer is in training. Todd Kobe Martinez is here tonight, working toward that role, which she will take in 2027.
She's dancing to synthesizers, providing eerie notes of impending doom. The soundtrack bringing the steampunk theme to life.
Their plan is working as Zozobra and the Gloom Queen have cast an ominous spell over the children of Santa Fe, transforming them into loyal minions. Now they'll work together to bring gloom to the city.
These 30 gloomies are performed by local children. You can see their silver, ghostly outfits as they work to spread even more sadness.
The gloomies bow 3 times, a sacred number in this ritual.
And the Gloom Queen now sends them off to do her bidding.
Now here come the townspeople, dressed in top hats with goggles on the brim and using Victorian walking sticks. They're upset their children have been overcome with gloom.
So these brave people are looking to stop Zozobra's sinister plans. Their arrival making Zozobra angry. Listen, he's about to blow a gasket.
Their theme, a strong militaristic rhythm, driven by drums, symbolizing the townspeople's urgent response to stop Zozobra.
The community now rallying from the shadows to rescue their children.
The dark powers of Zozobra and the Queen of Gloom appear to be too powerful for the townsfolk. They're pushed away. Zozobra, minding his gauges, continues to spread his gloom, consuming the city.
The townspeople have returned, this time carrying flaming torches.
Zozobra is spreading darkness, so they're here to spread the light.
Celebrating our community and reflecting positivity into the sky.
All of these flames are really irritating Zozobra. He is so angry and growling and moaning so fiercely, the torchbearers are scared away.
And a scary creature appears above the stage, a kraken. This is a mythological creature. It represents the unpredictable forces in life. Societal instabilities, anxiety, and personal fears. Gloom now has the upper hand.
Zozobra and his new friend take a moment now to celebrate their success so far.
spirit, surprised by this unfamiliar challenger. She now goes head-to-head with the Queen of Gloom.
Her moves like clockwork as she faces her in a battle between light and darkness.
The Queen of Gloom has been destroyed. Now the fire spirit will turn her attention to fighting the angry monster, calling for positive energy from this crowd. Realizing her power of fire had an effect on the Gloom Queen, the fire spirit grabs her torches and begins taunting the beast.
Her powers are starting.
symbolizing her ability to turn a waterfall into fire.
Even more influence coming from the audience as the energy here in Santa Fe builds.
A lot of fireworks flowing into a lot of positivity from this crowd. That energy now surrounding Zozobra, allowing the fire spirit to focus her power on finally destroying the beast.
Zozobra is defeated. Nothing more than a pile of embers.
Hey, what you are hearing now is called the Fiesta song. It's a celebration symbolizing rebirth now that gloom has been lifted from the city.
And here's the Zia sun about to appear, a symbol of our state. It burns brightly now to represent the new day together.